there's no formula. But you have to make a connection, or the timing is everything as well. So they have to be meeting one of those artists at that time.
Great. Another question? Come on down.
We're getting taller every time.
Excellent.
Is there a basketball team in here?
My question is, I'm kind of in a weird spot in music. I'm French, so I play a lot on the Quebec side. I open up for lots of artists in Quebec, but I play with an artist. I'm his guitarist and backup singer. But to do my stuff that I want to do, my songs are in English. It's kind of weird. What should I do? Can I do both, or?
Well, French artists are the only acts really selling records.
Yeah.
They're all top 10 this week. Are all French artists that
In
are
the Canadian top 200, there's 20, I think, French acts, and most of them in the top 10.
They're still buying records in Quebec.
Because to me, it's easier. I've always, been brought up with. I'm from Ontario, but I've always played French stuff. You start, and, you speak to the crowd in French because they're all French and you know them, and then, but to do my stuff in English, what should I do? Should I just start playing out of where I'm from, or it's kind of weird, to start talking to a crowd in English if they're all French, If my songs are in English.
You speak to them in French? In between. You're speaking in French, but you're singing in English.
That's what you would do.
No, that's what you do?
Well, it depends.
I guess you got to do whatever the situation calls for. If you want to maintain a strict, only English musical career, then you got to stick to it. And if the audience doesn't warm up to you, then for some reason, then you got to go back, stick with your guns, or you got to stick with it. Depends on the style of music. I don't know what kind of music you do, but we manage Simple Plan, who sing in English, but they're French Canadian.
Yeah.
But in their minds, when they set out to make music, it was, okay, we want to reach the rest of the world, and singing in French will limit us to a few countries rather than open the doors. And they've been able to tour all over the world because they sing in English. So to them it was, it suited their style of music. I'm not sure what kind of music you do where, if English is your second language, are your lyrics going to connect with an English audience? You got to think of that as well. If your first instinct is to say something in French, sometimes it doesn't translate in English. So you got to make sure it's the right creative decision. All right, that's all. Thanks.
Great. Other questions? Come on down. Just when we had it dressed.
Just have
You can take that off.
Good solutions. I'm wondering at what stage will a band get to make some money and be able to dictate price, or does that ever happen? When we listened to booking agents here, they talked about bands having to buy their way into open for big acts. I'd appreciate a comment on that. And when they're big enough to be dealing with you, how do you determine price? I mean, how do you determine how much you charge for your artist? And what's a band worth versus a single artist?
I think it depends if it's something starting out really early. I've done shows for a year and not got paid at all on the act if it was a great opening situation for that artist. With both Hoxie and Hayden, I booked them both for the first few years, and I bet you for the first year and a bit, I didn't take any money, but I got great spots opening with bands that were known, and so that just got the word out, so that they could start building an audience base themselves.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean the band paying the manager. I'm assuming that happens all the way
No,
through.
I mean the act.
Commission,
I'm talking about the act, not
okay.
paying. Because we don't generally commission unless the act's making money. So if they're not making money, we're still working to develop them, right?
Right.
So basically, in the opening acts, the band themselves weren't making money either.
Yeah, but we're doing it
The chance.
in my case, I would do it just to get an audience base for that artist so that they are able to sustain themselves. Because until they can at least pay their own band members or themselves, it's not a viable, the economics don't work, right? So I think it depends,
Well, the
It
market
varies.
will dictate what an
What,
artist
yeah.
is worth. So if it's a brand new artist, their first album is out, you're getting some Much Music spins, or you're on the radio, you're worth this amount of money, because no one, how many tickets are you going to sell? Basically, that's what it comes down to. How many people are going to spend money to come see this band? So generally speaking, a brand new act is a support act playing for $100, $150, just trying to get in front of people so that they can come back next time and be the second act on the bill and come back again and be the headliner. At a certain point, the promoter, who's any good, will know, okay, I think we're good for 500 people in Ottawa at $5, whatever the ticket price should be. And you have to sell it out, otherwise you've overpriced your ticket and you've devalued the artist. So there's some economics involved, but the market will determine what.
Do you get involved with pricing that?
Well, we talked to the booking agent who deals with the promoter to determine the price, but we have to be realistic, you know. Is it a $30 ticket for an unknown act? No one's going to be there, or whatever, you know. And we deal with that as consumers, you know. Coldplay comes to town and their ticket price is X dollars. Am I going to spend that kind of money? I don't know. But if I really love the band, I'll go and spend the money.
So there are no sort of
There's no rules
or
except
averages.
for be realistic in what the idea is, to draw people, and sometimes you'll lower the ticket price just to get people in the door to buy your merch.
So if a promoter books your band because they think you can sell out a 500-person venue at $10 a ticket, what should the band's got to be?
Well, then depends on the deal. So it's a split of the door. If they get 100% of the door at 80-20, then you can cut all kinds of. Or you think the promoter's going to lose money? Give me $5,000, whatever that number is.
Right.
If you take a bath, the thing loses. But if it sells out, then there's always a split.
So make your best deal and be happy with that. It's
Well,
kinda-
yeah, I hope that you walk out of there with some money. But if you're confident you're going to sell it out, you take the door. You'll make a lot more money that way. And the promoter, all they want to, if it's at a bar, they'll make money off the beer or booze. Right?
Thanks.
Great, next person.
Hi. So, I'm in a local band from Arnprior. It's about 20 minutes down the road. We're called The Last Mile. We've been compared to like a cross between, like, not specifically, but like Simple Plan and Kings of Leon, sort of. Very accessible. Anyway, we've been writing a lot of songs. We've written a few demos together, and we're just looking towards like the next step. We kind of like led like the local Ottawa scene dry. Like we played with like Supernova and like independent networks, and they've been great for us, but they haven't really helped us take off or anything, help us make a real presence. We've just been wondering like, what's the next step? Who should we talk to now? You know what I mean?
You don't have an agent.
No.
Yeah, your next step is to attract an agent, which is going to be hard.
Yeah.
An agent will want to know, you have all your facts, like how many tickets you've sold and how many people you've played to.
Yeah.
The more ammo you can give to a guy when you phone him, and chances are they'll find out from you, but if you have to keep persisting, you know, calling Colin Lewis, for instance, who's a good agent in Toronto, at some point he's going to do his research. He'll phone those clubs or talk to those people. Hey, how's this band? He'll look into it, but they'll find out about you. But your next step is to get an agent that can help. And sometimes, as Sandy mentioned earlier, bands are booking their own shows. And you can just phone a club in Kingston, the Merchant Tap Room, for instance, and say, look, we've sold this many tickets. You know, can we come in there? Or a band from Kingston, look, cut a deal. You can open for us in Arnprior, but I want to open for you in Kingston. That's how agents will find out about you.
We've